On this episode of Knowledgeable Aging Presents, we talk with Jamie Valvano and hear her heartbreaking yet inspiring story. If the name Valvano rings a bell, her father is Jim Valvano, better known as Jimmy V. This is him winning the 1983 National Basketball Championship while head coach at North Carolina State in his 1993 ESPY speech. Jamie, a breast cancer survivor, has picked up the mantle from her father, who passed away from cancer in 1993 and once spoke of trying to cure cancer by starting the V Foundation for Cancer Research. Now a highly sought-after speaker and advocate, Jamie shares her story with us.
What my dad taught me that has served me in so many different areas of my life is, how important it is to have a team around you. As a coach, he always had players and people around him that were helping him. And so really, we never went a day where we were alone or isolated. Sometimes I thought to myself, really, this is a circus. We have so much going on. Can't we just kind of be alone in our grief and just surround ourselves with family? But my dad, that wasn't his style. He had golfing buddies that came over every day. One of his closest friends who would come and play chess with him. He started painting because he had neuropathy and had trouble with his fingers and sleeping. And so he started painting and would paint at horrible. I mean, they looked like they were paint by numbers. They were terrible. But we had an art show to display the paintings, and the whole neighborhood came over and we all dressed up. So really what my dad taught me in that point is that, you can't be alone during these times. And although the team that he assembled, I thought was primarily for him, it served two purposes because it allowed my mom and myself as caregivers to have breaks and also to constantly be surrounded by laughter and fun and life. Because I think when you isolate and it's all about just the treatment or the hospital visits, things like that, it can become really burdensome and overwhelming. But we were never alone. We were never alone. One of my favorite stories is my dad, of course, basketball was his passion. And when he would get treatment at Duke, I was there as a caregiver, but I'll always remember just kind of sneaking away whenever Coach Mike Krzyzewski would show up and they would talk about practice and my dad would come alive. And so it was really important for me to see that I was part of the team, but I didn't have to do everything. Different people played different roles in his care. And so, there were moments that I stepped up and were precious for me and him to share.